welcome to another episode of Meet the Profit First Professional. And I have Ciara with me today. So Ciara, would you like to introduce yourself and tell everyone a little bit about yourself, please?
Yeah, good morning. I am Ciara Magill-Lavery and I am a certified bookkeeper and Profit First professional based in Northern Ireland. At the moment, I'm Northern Ireland's only Profit First professional, and I qualified I can't remember, around March or so of last year.
Yeah, and that's the key point to this conversation, really, isn't it? Is that you are our first member from Northern Ireland, our first member from Ireland altogether. So this is fantastic for us, and also it puts you in an amazing position as for what you deliver to your clients, because you are the only certified Profit First professional right now. Something we want to change, but obviously at the moment puts you in pole position. So can you tell us a little bit about your business before you joined Profit First Professionals? You know, when did you start? Why did you start? You know, what was the kind of background to that?
Yeah, so I've kind of always, not always worked in bookkeeping, but I started working for a family business back in my very early 20s when I just come out of university. And then back in 2017, we had to make a big change with that business, 2016, sorry, but to make a big change with that business, and we split it at that time between myself and my mum. So she kept the payroll side of it and I kept the account side. I was pregnant with my youngest at the time, so I decided I wasn't going looking for a job anywhere else. I still wanted to be self-employed. So I started doing that by myself and just aimed bookkeeping and training and things at sole traders at that time, as I finished some more exams and became qualified then with ICB. So that was back in 2017. And we're now a team of, there's about 6 of us all together working within the business. So we've come a long way since then, and now Mum is back in the business with me. Come full circle.
Excellent. And I've met your mum because she came across with you to our live events last year, didn't she? So that was good as well. So, okay. And so can we just go into a little bit more about what you offered before you joined Profit First Professionals? So you've said about bookkeeping, so obviously we know about the bookkeeping side, but you've also said about training, and that's something you're quite keen on, isn't it? Is training people and educating people.
Yeah, so I class myself as quite proactive. HMRC started to make their signals about making tax digital for sole traders. So I set the business up to kind of help people get set up on software well ahead of any deadline times to have to sign up, get them used to the software, get them trained on it. So we have some in-person training, and we've also developed an online course for sole traders to understand. You know, it's really important, just as opposed to say that all sole traders, no matter what size of business, understand tax and understand what's expected of them, and that sort of advice shouldn't be just for the bigger businesses. So we have different pricing points. You can have one-to-one training or these online sort of videos that they can watch, and then in-person QuickBooks training and things like that as well that we deliver. So very hands-on.
Okay, and so that's excellent. And so does that, you're kind of indicating that your clients are the smaller sort of type of businesses, sole traders, or is there a mixture? But that's kind of what the training's targeted to at the moment.
Most of the training is targeted at the businesses. Our clients that we deal with bookkeeping, I think we have a good mixture. We team up with some of the bigger accountancy firms and some of their clients that they're maybe doing year ends. We will do their payroll, VAT and their bookkeeping and things. So we work with all sizes of business, but I love helping those who are sort of starting out and letting them understand the basics and see how they can grow, like sort of seeing that change and seeing how I've helped. That would be my passion with them.
Yeah, I can understand that. It's great, isn't it, when you've got a client and you can see them grow, see them develop in their own way of being a business owner, because it's a massive transition, isn't it, when you first go out on your own, whoever you are, whatever type of business this is, you know, you suddenly go out on your own, and it's quite scary. So to have someone like yourself to hold their hand through the financial side of business is really important. And so I can imagine how fulfilling it is for you to see them go on that journey and to go places with a better understanding as well of the financial side of the business from you.
Yeah, so we have also trained. We like part of what we like to do is then also do like monthly and quarterly coaching calls with our clients. And I'm a volunteer mentor with like Enterprise Nation, do some women in business and mums at work, things like that. So I'll do a lot of helping them understand even time freedom and setting up systems and processes and how they can scale. So there's a lot to learn whenever you set up in business that they're not necessarily aware of whenever, especially the creative types and stuff that I love helping, that free up their mind and they can get on with what they love to do.
And is that, so the creative types that you mentioned, is that your main kind of type of client? Is there a certain type of client you've got, or are you quite broad with who you serve at the moment?
We are quite broad, but we tend, because of the circles that I would speak in and word of mouth and referrals, a lot of creative and well-being. And then because I would go and do talks in those types of groups and in-person networking and things with them, we've naturally grown that side of the business. And I do love that side of the business. But we have from pubs and restaurants and environmental consultants, all a whole mixture of clients that we have as well.
And it's interesting that you've said that you do a lot of networking and you speak at events as well. Do you find that's a really good place that you pick clients up?
Oh yeah, definitely. Sometimes it's a bit of a push, especially after COVID, to get back out and do the in-person events. But without fail, you're always, whether it's the people you meet or they become the cheerleaders in some of those Facebook groups and recommending us everywhere, it's always where we get most of our leads. Not really through, we get lots through social media as well, but it wouldn't be the main point. It would be all the networking.
Okay, and just remind us, where is it you do the networking? What are the groups called that you speak at, etc.?
Whole mixture. So we have in Northern Ireland here, we have got Women in Business and Mums at Work. They would be the two main sort of networking groups that I would be a part of. We also have, the BNI and some of those regular ones. So I'm not a member, but I would do guest speaking at some of those ones. And then I generally like to go to everything now that we are back out of COVID. I do a lot of Facebook group training. So in a lot of the networks I'm in, we'll collaborate and they'll bring me in if they've got like a membership or anything, and I'll do some training in there, either profit first or tax related, total mixture of them. So yeah, lots of different places.
Yeah, excellent. And it's funny you should mention profit first, because that was going to be my next question actually. Was I just wanted to know how you found out about profit first. What sort of led you to profit first, and what led you to having a conversation with me about joining us as a profit first professional?
I was trying to remember when I first heard, but a good friend had recommended the book. She had already implemented in her business. She'd been in business for a good while before I'd set up. So I read the book and loved it. It's a bit that same story here of everyone. It just clicks straight away. That bit of like a missing piece that you think everyone needs to know about this. The way that we're taught now is not that it's wrong, but it's not practical. It's not easy for people. So I absolutely loved how easy it was. I set it up in our business lightly. Wasn't great at doing that back in probably 2018. But then in 2020 during COVID, because it was only myself and a part-time admin help, my mum, I wanted to bring her back into the business so that she could help, because I was 3 young kids at home trying to juggle COVID funding calls and bounce back loans and all these things that our once a year clients now needed us all the time for. So we got like a micro grant type thing at the time that we got, and we used that to help fund her for a few months for her salary. So at that point it became really important that we could keep her in the business. So we went full throttle with Profit First at that time, and it just changed everything around. It meant that was our priority at the time. It wasn't my pay, it was paying her. So setting up those sort of saving spaces to make sure that we had another 3 months and another 3 months just to sort of keep going with that. So that was back in 2020. And it was always on the wish list to become certified. I suppose like from way before 2020, it was on the wish list to become certified. And I told everyone every new client at the time, I was able to buy a block of 50 books, digital books.
Yeah.
So as part of our like startup with people, we sent them a copy of the digital books that they could read and learn about themselves. And obviously I wasn't an advisor, but I was able to recommend like Starling Bank was good for setting up saving spaces and tell them what we had done. And then so I think it was November 22, you and I had a conversation, Tim, about starting.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah, I think that was about right. And it's kind of, I was like, right, this will be the year. And I was a wee bit worried because it was going to be our big year for the push with making tax digital as well. And then in December 22, HMRC pulled the plug on that for another little while and postponed it. So it all sort of fell into place and then allowed me to become certified as quickly as it did. So.
Yeah, that's right. I think you joined on the 1st of February and like you said earlier, you certified sometime in March. So you were at the time, you were one of the fastest people to go through certification, which was great for our learning on taking members through that journey as well. And the reason being because you were so prepared before you joined. You already had an element of profit first in your business, which helped, and you already had your beta clients lined up, if I remember rightly, ready for when you got to that stage. So it made a massive difference. It's just, I think it's good to share that for anyone listening, this considering joining, to be prepared in that way. So what I'd like to know, since you've joined, what has joining Profit First Professionals done for your business? How's it helped you move forward? Put you on the spot, I know.
Yeah, but it's completely changed. It's a whole process that I'm still part of and probably will, it's going to be a never-ending journey of where it takes me. But where we are now is completely different. I've now set up another business, Ciara Magill-Lavery Limited, and that is my Profit First business. Although we still run Profit First through Accounts by Ciara, Ciara Magill-Lavery Limited has given me the freedom to be creative. We have a standalone Profit First course that people can work through in their own time, a 30-day challenge that people can sign up to. It's like videos where they can help get Profit First set up in just 30 days. Then there's a monthly membership, a Dream Biz Lounge, where we help people create their dream business, so focusing on time freedom, so setting up systems and processes, but all with the underlying theme of profit first through that as well. So cutting expenses, improving on income and prioritizing them the whole way through. And we're just about to launch some group coaching. Can't say that very well. Have to think of a new word or something to call it because I struggle every time. So some group coaching and the one-to-one. We haven't launched much one-to-one work apart from with our existing clients. That a couple of people have been getting some one-to-one. But I love the one-to-many type teaching, and it is really important to me to get the word spread as far as possible with it. So that's where the focus is at the minute, on these sort of semi-passive forms that everyone has access to.
Oh, excellent. And you're still offering the bookkeeping services to your clients, aren't you?
Oh yeah. So the team are still working away, and I'm still there as well, but I now see this as my exit sort of plan longer term, where I could still have Accounts by Ciara, but the team can focus on that, and I can work on this stuff which I love.
Yeah, sounds really good. And it's about transitioning your journey as well, not just your clients, but it's about you finding something else that you put all that energy into that you really enjoy doing, isn't it? Similar to what I did, when I stopped offering account services and transitioned into coaching, because it's a different world, as you probably know.
Yeah, it's a different world, but it's like, it feels like a nice natural progression. It's not. I've always kind of thought, I'll semi-retire and do something more creative, and this is allowing me to do that, but within still the accounts field. So. Yeah,
definitely, and exactly, yeah, because you've got the financial knowledge and the experiences behind you. It's natural conversations that you're having now with clients. So you said you prefer doing group coaching. I'll say that for you, so you don't need to repeat it. Because you like to, help as many people as possible. So how does that work? What does that look like? How do you kind of operate that at the moment?
So because we haven't launched it just yet, what we've been doing is writing a course in the background so that when people actually join the group coaching, they're already at a point. I had originally thought that the group coaching would be like a I don't know what the word is, like a downgrade from the one-to-one. So I had originally planned to start with the one-to-one, and then once people had been kind of through that process for a year, 18 months, that it would be a natural progression that they could go down to something that was still a lot of accountability, but not as much hand-holding. But the demand has been there from people who aren't quite ready to go one-to-one, but doing something outside of the membership and the standalone courses. So I've kind of been forced into getting there, but there has to be a level that everyone coming on to it is already at. So, they'll already have been through setting up their spaces, their initial profit assessments, and then I'll handhold them through some of the rest of them. So we'll still have a theme every month and some work along clinic. So it's all still to be discussed, but it's the course is the first thing in the program that they'll have to be through, because I want it to be an evergreen type coaching program. So I think there has to be that, well, not that qualification, but that level that everyone joining has already been to. So that's the bit that we're working on at the minute.
Yeah, no, that sounds really exciting. And I like the fact that there's an element of you need to do a little bit of work before you are able to access this group coaching program. And because in a way that shows you who's really up for doing this and who's just kind of just dipping their toe in the water a little bit and perhaps not ready to take action, because you want people with Profit First to be ready to take action, don't you?
Yeah.
It's about, I think you mentioned earlier about being proactive, and I think that's the key part with Profit First and any kind of advisory strategy kind of sessions and coaching that you do, is about having that type of person you're working with that's willing to take action. They're ready to go forward and they want to make a change to their business. So the fact that you've got all that interest is really exciting. So I'm really interested to see how that goes for you. And obviously, if there's anyone around that's watching this now that's interested in Profit First, they're in Northern Ireland, what would you say to them?
I think, as much as you said earlier, Tim, that it's a great opportunity for me being the only certified advisor, it does come with the challenges of that Profit First not very well known here. So a big part of the obstacles that I face is just the education piece, which doesn't bother me because I love teaching people and I love getting out there and spreading the word about it. But the more people that are there, I can't handhold everyone in Northern Ireland and Ireland to set up Profit First in their business. So I'm very open to people joining up and helping spread the message with it. So I would say, just get in touch with you guys, anyone who's interested, or book a call with me. I can talk through how it went with me and refer them on. But hopefully we'll get some more from Northern Ireland and Ireland signed up.
That would be excellent. It would be great. Just because it's an area that we're not in, and it's really important. The whole mission for Profit First Professionals is to eradicate entrepreneurial poverty, which is a bit of a mouthful. But basically what we're saying is people that run their own businesses need to be rewarded because they're putting the time and effort into their business, and we want them to have more time, we want them to have freedom from their business, and we want them to earn the right amount of money for the effort they're putting into their business and more. And that way it's a longer term sustainable business, and they can look after their team as well. So it's kind of a win-win for everyone. So we want it to be worldwide. Obviously it is worldwide, but we want it to be even more kind of especially in Northern Ireland and Ireland. So it's great that you're there, you're leading the way for us. We really appreciate that. But so to anyone who's a business owner, so I'm not talking accountants and bookkeepers and coaches here, so anyone who's a business owner that's in Northern Ireland that's interested in Profit First, how do they contact you? What's the best way to get in touch with you?
Various ways, but I suppose just connect with me on Facebook or Instagram, either through Accounts by Ciara or Ciara Magill-Lavery Limited. There's platform for both. Email me info@accountsbyciara.co.uk, and one of us will be able to point them in the right direction. We've got lots of free resources and things as well, of the ebooks that they can read as to how Profit First could help them, a little quiz. And some tips even just on getting the basics started as well. So it's things that don't necessarily cost any money, just so they can see if it's something that they're interested in.
Okay, fantastic. Ciara, it's been wonderful chatting with you. You really are one of our valued Profit First Professional members, and we're looking forward to watching your sort of future journey as well and supporting you along the way. So thank you very much for giving up some time with us today. And is there anything you want to say before we finish?
Just a big thank you to you guys as well, because certainly the new business wouldn't even have been started if it hadn't been for a push from Jason during one of the mentoring calls. But yeah, all the help through all the either mentor calls or the accountability group calls and everything has been amazing. So again, anyone who's thinking of becoming Profit First certified, there is a lot of hand holding in the background and as much support there as you need as well. So you're not just become qualified and left to your own devices. It's been great. So thank you all.
Excellent. Thanks, Ciara. I really appreciate that. Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
along. See you
See you
soon.
soon. Bye bye.